Let's try something new. So, we're gonna put it here, see how that goes. Bonjour! Et à toi, jour, no. Welcome to my new home, and my new language, my new living room, and my new site. Everything has changed. I'm in a new place entirely due to circumstances outside of my control. But I'm healthy, I'm safe, and things are moving ahead, truly. I've had some really great days recently. There's been sunshine and food and friends and these rolling, powerful waves that wash the blisteringly hot sand off of my feet. Trust me, I got blisters. This past month has been incredibly personally challenging for me. I've really had to grapple with my identity as a Peace Corps volunteer the last month in light of this unexpected site change and the resulting downtime that came along with it. I knew that my Peace Corps journey would push my resilience, and I expected the challenge and change. I knew this was a part of it, but I didn't think it would be like this. I didn't think it would mean working so hard to establish myself at site for the first 3 months and then starting over from square one. It happened quite suddenly, and even as I was packing my things to leave forever, I couldn't conceptualize it as that. I was still thinking about work. I was thinking about the quiz in my notebook and my students. I really couldn't conceptualize that I would never be back. I didn't know that my work for the next month would consist of sitting and waiting and occasionally weighing in on what the next step should be. And I watched all 8 Harry Potter movies. I played The Sims 4. I read, I wrote poetry and thought, and listened to pounding music until my head throbbed. I felt like a failure when my friends continued sharing their daily work experiences and I was sitting in the air-conditioned Peace Corps office. They shared their challenges, and I thought bitterly how I must not be up to that challenge. I knew that I deserved grace from myself. This situation was out of my control, but all the same, I felt prickly and stingy towards myself. But I wasn't alone. I will never forget the way people came to support me, the way Jasmine brought me pizza on my first night in town, how Henry tried and failed to play online games with me, Benin's service. I'll never forget how Sammy called me for hours on end as I roamed the empty, dark Peace Corps office in the late hours of the night. I'll always remember Lea and our 2-person book club and the disappointing actions of both members of the Book Central Love Triangle. Dorian do better. Happily, I got to see Wicked when I was in town in the only movie theater in Benin. And my friends worked hard to make sure that we got to see it in the original English with the French subtitles. I saw so many spoilers before I went to see it. I really wasn't expecting to be emotionally drawn in just because of how much I had already seen, how well I already know the plot. When Elphaba got on that broom for Defying Gravity, it wasn't up to me. I really held space for Defying Gravity, so to speak. A few lyrics in particular really stuck out to me. For example, I'm through accepting limits because someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. And I was particularly struck by my situation and being in a place where I couldn't change. I was stuck. And I didn't know what to do next, and it was just a reminder to me that I can't control my circumstances, but I can control how I react to them. And it's impossible to know if that will make a difference, but unless you try, you won't know. And it's cliche, but it's my cliche. And I love it. And the thing is, there's a lot of things in my life that have changed. I'm at a new site with a new counterpart, new students, but there are a few things that haven't changed. My work ethic and my compassion and my commitment to others, my values, my friends, my family, the unconditional support they've lent me and continue to give me freely. I've done hard things in the past, and I will continue to push through, and that has not changed, is not changing. It's who I am. The work of rest and recovery happens slowly, and it's far from complete. Acceptance and grieving and anger and loss and hope and possibility, it's all kind of mixed together, but thread by thread, I'm pulling it through, and I'm giving myself the time and the grace that I need to get there. I'm putting the peace in Peace Corps.
Oui, toutes les chaînes.
I got the chance to do a bit of reading as well, and on the topic of rest and retreat, Catherine May, author of the book Wintering, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times, puts forward, if happiness is a skill, then sadness is too. Perhaps through all those years at school, or perhaps through other terrors, we are taught to ignore sadness, to stuff it into our satchels and pretend it isn't there. As adults, we often have to learn to hear the clarity of its call. That is wintering. It is the active acceptance of sadness. It is the practice of allowing ourselves to feel it as a need. It is the courage to stare down the worst parts of our own experience and commit to healing them the best that we can. Wintering is a moment of true intuition. Our needs felt keenly as a knife. And the idea of wintering as intuition has stuck with me as I find myself in a period of rest and reevaluation. It's normal, it's life. I thought what I was going through made me lazy or lesser, and I knew none of that was true. I knew it in my head, but in my heart I still had that feeling like I should be doing more and I should be in the field. The personal winters come for all of us, even for me in the eternal summer of Benin, which I didn't think was possible. But here we are, it's how it is. And I'm rested and recovered. I curled up with my blankets. I ate pizza, I ate ice cream. I was happy doing it. I saw my friends, I went to the beach. And I knew the storm wouldn't last forever. And even now, there are still occasionally some bursts of rain, some scary thunder, metaphorically speaking, but I have shelter. I have my friends, my family, the people around me keeping me going. I have myself, and there will continue to be terrible moments and sad feelings, but I'll be okay. These feelings are just a signal that it's time to take extra care of myself. And it isn't a failure, it's just life.
One birthday cake and two birthday cakes.
Shit, are you serious?
Which one will be better?
1 and 2.
I got fired.
I hear there might be a 3.
What?
When I got here, they said there was 3 in the fridge, and I said, "This is the 3rd," and he was like, "Yeah, isn't that crazy?" And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it is crazy.
I was like, "I don't think I do like this actually."
No, it's not as comfortable. I will sit here for the next 3 hours.
No, this is so cute. Look, it's a little bucket habit. I think I know who got this.
Very nice.
We were literally talking about this. I really hope I'm right.
Okay, everyone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lena. Happy birthday to you.
Get strong.
Get him!
I'm a year older now. I'm 23. 22 was challenging, and to come back to Taylor Swift, I was happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time. It's miserable and magical, and with all of that, I've discovered more about myself than I even realized was there, and now I know how much deeper there is to go. In fact, I don't even know how much deeper there is to go. I just know that the self-discovery continues. And this is such a wonderful realization, especially in contrast to my mindset as a teenager. I really saw the world as already completed and my role in it as predetermined. I was really shocked and surprised at how much had already been said and structured and established, and the world just felt like a collection of complicated rules that I would never be able to fully master. It's true that the world is a set of complicated rules that is hard to master, but guess who writes the rules? It's people. It's people who make the rules, and I couldn't see back then that the rules are meant to be changed. The rules as they are obscure things that are just out of sight, and who makes the rules exactly? We need to réfléchir bien. The idea is there are just so many possibilities who need that right person to make them out. And it takes slow, careful study and patience, but it can reveal a beautiful, incomprehensible series of systems that we can spend our entire lives raveling and unraveling, and the world is so much wider than I ever knew, and I've only just begun. And I hope you stay along for the ride with me.